Hey everybody, welcome to a slight change of pace over here from Marvel's Avengers. We're moving over to Marvel Strike Force, and today we're going to be talking about the compensation that was given out for what is now known as Orbgate, or Orbpocalypse, or however you want to call it. So, essentially what happened was somebody went to give shards out on a calendar, and instead gave orbs out. So instead of 3,000 shards, which if I remember correctly, that's essentially one orb 3 times, we got 3,000 orbs if you happen to log into the game at a certain point in time when this was happening. Well, that causes some major issues. Now, I had a conversation about a half hour ago working out with my girlfriend if she was going to be streaming or on voice with anybody for the games she plays, either Final Fantasy XIV or Destiny 2. And she's somebody who works with databases. She's a coder. So I mentioned the topic of this video, and I described what happened. And her immediate response is, well, they're probably just going to roll it back. And I brought up to her, I was like, well... And she said, you know, that's what World of Warcraft does. But I mentioned to her that if they did do something like rollback, and say this was live for like 3 hours, 4 hours, people have already laundered the orbs. People have already laundered the orbs into gear, into character progression, and what if people finalized a war in that time, or did Dark Dimension, or completed a raid, and then it's rolling back, and... A rollback would have been obviously pretty tough. So that's, if you think about it, these guys were in for a lot of work. Scopely, Foxnex, MSF devs, whoever is technically pulling the strings in the Wizard of Oz machine in the background over here, is probably going to have to do quite a lot of work to get things fixed, because if you've begun to launder the orbs into gear, you can't just look for somebody who got 3,000 orbs sitting in their inventory. What if somebody used 1,000 of them already? Like, how do you track that? You would... I don't know if you could do a database query where it's like, who earned the 3,000 orbs? And then what? Like, what if somebody managed to burn all 3,000 of them, literally just spend an hour straight clicking, upgrading. How do you roll that back? That's got to be awful. So I don't really know exactly how they handled it. I believe the information is out there. But when I was streaming today, one of the people on the stream said, oh, Strikeforce is back up, and we have the compensation rewards. So I looked at them, but I held on to them to do this video, to bring them up and discuss with them. So here, in Maintenance Complete, we have 80 energy, we have 80 campaign energy, we have blitz charges, we have raid energy refills, we have war energy refills, and we have arena credits. One thing you have to give this game, and this goes back to, obviously, to Foxnext when they were doing it, the fact that you can break your limits is cool. Because look, here's 150, I have 755. You know, I'm going to go over the amount over here. What if I was at 900 and I got the 150? The fact that you are allowed to break limits, I think, is a pretty cool thing. Because if you were to be at 850, 875, and accept that offer, you'd be screwed. Like, you'd be wasting so much of it, so you'd have to hold on to it in your mailbox and accept it at some later point in time, which, you know, it's a lot of finagling over there. Granted, you have nearly 30 days to accept it, but I like the fact that you can break limits in this, which is pretty cool. So now here's the big thing. We've identified players who opened the orbs incorrectly, rewarded through the valuable lessons calendar. We've corrected any gear progress made by these players. Cool. We apologize for the inconvenience and confusion this caused. To alleviate the competitive edge that these players gained, here are some resources to compensate. I've heard one person on a Facebook group say the rewards suck. Everybody else has liked them, and a lot of people have mentioned that they were able to up a lot of characters. So we have Superior Basic Catalyst. We have Superior Health Catalyst. We have Superior Damage Catalyst, which is a little low for me. Superior Focus Catalyst, which is actually useful for my Yondu right now. I know that's... Unfortunately, Yondu is super very old school right now, and he doesn't carry the weight that he used to until the Ravagers get reworked. 50 T4s, a bunch of war credits, a bunch of elite war credits, a pretty good chunk of raid credits, gold orb fragments, training orb fragments. I really need ability is what I need. My blues are not good right now. 500 power cores, orange catalyst orb fragments, and 500 campaign energy, which is I think one of the best things of that universally. I mean, if you're a new player, orange orbs are somebody telling you you're getting something for Christmas 3 years down the road. But I think they really hit a spot where they get people at just about all walks of the game over here. I think they... I thought... What was it that I was working... I was working on a piece of his gear on stream. Was it him? Damn, I thought it was him. I was working on somebody's gear, and the attack catalyst was one of the things that I needed, and I needed a lot of them, like 150 or something. And I honestly thought it was my no, it wasn't that. I really thought it was this, but he needs to be 75 for it. So I'm not too sure what I was working on, but it was something on stream that I knew I needed a lot of. And now I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was my night nurse. I don't think it was my cap. Actually, maybe I got enough to dig my cap over there. So you're probably going to look at this section and want to laugh and see what my Black Widow is compared to the rest of my top line. It was an accident. My Widow was 7 red stars but 6 yellow stars, and a recent offer dinged her to the final star, and she shot up almost about 20k in her power level, and she left the rest of the team behind. I know this team is not good anymore. There are some absolute trash tier characters up here. Yondu isn't what he used to be. Gamora isn't what she used to be. My night nurse is laughably overpowered for where she should be. That maybe like a shield medic, or actually Minerva should be up there. But unfortunately, my Minerva's not that advanced. She's down here, and she sits with a Kree team. So yeah, those are the rewards that we got. And what do you guys think of them? I mean, do you think it's a fair thing that we got? It seems to be pretty good. I mean, I think it just enabled me to up my cap over there. I think the energy is pretty solid. I mean, that helps if you're farming somebody. The cores will give you a refresh. So if I go to my roster, a lot of times I do this. I go to my roster, I hit star rank progress, and barring my favorites, I see who's close to getting dinged. And then I try to farm for that person as I do my dailies. Fucking no Loki. So Loki's getting close. He's running in the Mystic. Falcon's getting there. Sinister is, of course, unfarmable. Oh, except for that. And hand sentry, of course. does have a level where we can farm. So it's the energy is universal in how it helps people, which is pretty cool. The orange gear, you know, maybe a little less so. If I were to sort by my defenders, unfortunately, my defenders are kind of scattered in the wind. I've got this beefy daredevil way up here, but then Luke is not, you know, none of the rest of them are particularly close. It's not an awful gap, and it is one that is at least surmountable. And I definitely have enough training items to go ahead and get them now. The ability items, it's a little bit different. My Asgardians was a team that I spent a lot of time on recently. My Loki was way far ahead of everybody else in the Asgardian pack. And I put a lot of work into catching my Asgardians up so that they were in range of Loki. 3000's not amazing, and you could make a case to split Thor off to a first wave Avengers. He kind of does double duty now, but man, Hell has been making a mark in a lot of games lately. If you play Marvel Duel, Hella has some good standing over there in Marvel Duel. If I look at aim, my Scientist Supreme is jacked up compared to rest of my aim team. What do you guys think about aim security? Because right now my aim team is literally everybody but security and Scientist Supreme. If you guys have any comments about what I should do for my aim team, like who should I really have on the aim team here? I do believe most people do run with the tank. And I think it's everybody but the researcher, because Scientist Supreme handles the sustain. And then I don't know who else they drop off. Did they drop off the Assaulter or the Infector? I think Monstrosity should stay. I think he's pretty critical to the team with the offense up. And let's see. My hand is actually, if they ever get a rework, my hand is pretty balanced except for the Archer and the Blade Master. My hand team is literally everybody but Blade Master and Archer, and that seems to work out. My Avengers are kind of ridiculous. They are definitely spread all over. Vision recently lost his spot on the Power Armor team to Ironheart. My Coulson, man, I want to finish my Coulson. I'm happy that I unlocked Nick Fury, though, but I really want to get that Coulson unlocked. Cosmics, you know, kind of varied all over the place. Fantastic Four is a little split from Namor, but they're getting there. Yeah, I can actually probably get Namor off the team he's on and start pairing him up with Fantastic Four. Because I have him on a mostly Evil Mutants team, so that's where my Namor is now. Kingpin recently left this team for Emma to come in, and I'm pretty happy with it. She's a little weaker than the rest of the team, but she's doing really well there. And she almost makes the team that they finish a lot of blitz battles at like full health. I may, since my Namor's up there at 19, and my Fantastic Four is starting to get there with Nebula sitting in, I may try and push my Fantastic Four to drop Namor into them. But then I don't know who I would use on this particular team now. I do know Symbiote Spider-Man needs to leave my Sinister Six and come up here to my Spider-Verse team. But the thing is, my Green Goblin's been so overpowered for a long time. He's so far away from the rest of them. And I feel bad taking him away from this team and trying to push him up to the Spider-Verse team and then leave them without a fifth. And then Green Goblin's going to be homeless for a little while. So quick rundown of my blitzes that you can laugh at. That's my top team. This is an old AoE team of mine, and they're starting to get kind of bad with Hawkeye getting pushed so far and Crossbones getting pushed so far. Some of these guys I should spread out to a Mystic team. That's my Guardians. That's my original Brotherhood. That's a Spider-Verse team. This is my Supernaturals. As you can see, Mordo and Strange do a little bit of double duty. I haven't really touched this team in a while. This is a bunch of extra attacks team. It's kind of a brawler X-Men team. This is my Kree with Minerva sitting way stronger than the rest of the team. And I know that's probably very criminal that my Minerva's so low. My Asgardians, my hand, my power armor, my aim, my mostly evil mutants except Cable. My Sinister Six, my odd brawler team over here. This is kind of like, this is Pun Fenders with Ghost Rider sitting in. Here's my Mercs with a slightly overpowered Bullseye. This is a brawler team, a hero brawler team with a way overpowered Ghost Rider. I skipped this team a lot. My Sad Shield, my Inhumans with a couple of extra, because Quake is so far up there, and I don't have Black Bolt. A Black Order Young Avengers mix, a Fantastic Four with Nebula standing in, Sad Wakandans, a mutant team, a triple-double team going on over here, Hydra 1, and then Hydra 2. And my Crossbones is way too far away from my Hydra 2. So that's what I'm running now. What do you guys think of the rewards? What advice, other than laughing at my Blitz teams, do you have? And, were you one of the people who got some of the orbs when they came in? If so, what did you see happen to your gear after the quote-unquote fix? And if you don't like the rewards, what do you think should have been done with them? To me, I think they're fair. I think they hit a bunch of the higher people with the orange related gear, and I think the maintenance and the compensation help just about everybody else. You know, you can go through the One of Many campaign a little bit better, which I know it's kind of useless for him until Doc Ock comes around. I don't have him on a team anywhere. There's just some people on my roster that are unfortunately a little homeless right now. Kingpin had a home and then he's homeless again. Scientist Supreme is homeless. I should try and recreate an old debuff team the way that I used to have for her. Thanos, he's got a team. Hulk is homeless right now. Although, he might be good with Thor because of the Avengers. But yeah, Hulk is homeless. Kingpin's homeless. Everybody here is on Team Vision's now homeless. Although maybe... No, he's not. He wouldn't go good with Thor, I don't think. Yeah, just standard Avenger. He needs first wave. Fantastic Four, I think I can get within range of my Namor and fix that team up a little bit. Some of my Kree are homeless. Most of my mercenaries are pretty good. My shields together. Kree Cyborg is homeless. I've taken Killmonger away from a couple teams that I had him on recently. Over here, everybody's on a team. Even Grenadier's on a team now, thanks to Hydra 2. Archer... So from AIM security on down, these guys are all homeless over here. So if Blade Master and Archer belong on any teams, let me know. Other than obviously a hand team. If Mercenary Sniper really should be up there with Taskmaster on a mercenary team, I would accept that and to kick Bullseye off. And then if AIM security really belongs on an AIM team, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I know some of it's probably really bad. I don't claim to be a Marvel Strike Force guru, so you're not going to see the best of things in this game here or on my roster. But let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.